All right, good morning, traders. Today is November 13th, 2023. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB trading room. All right, so today, SPY, QQQ, Diamond Dow, and FNGU are all in daily uptrends. They have finally made a higher high on their daily charts. Good morning, Melinda. IWM is the exception. Now keep in mind, IWM is the Russell 2000. Okay, so it has more stocks inside it than SPY, QQQ, Diamond, or FNGU. All right, so it's a much broader picture. And IWM has rolled over after making that lower high. So something to be aware of. All right, silver remains in a daily downtrend as it spikes the 2050 level of the prior consolidation channel. Gold remains in daily uptrends as it pulls back towards the consolidation wedge in the daily chart. The US dollar index continues to consolidate over the 105.50 level. UNG and USO, that's nat gas and crude oil, return to daily downtrends by making lower lows and lower highs in their daily charts. Treasury Department will make a statement today at 2 p.m. that could move the markets a little bit. And CPI data will be released tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. That will most likely move the markets tomorrow. My SPY morning pivot is 438.15. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. We'll start with the SPY daily. All right, here is our downtrend line right here. One touch, two touch, quasi touch, another quasi touch here. Okay, so we've got SPY is at a downtrend line. That is considered by me diagonal resistance, overhead resistance. We'll see how they work with it. Okay, what am I expecting today? An inside day. That's what I'm expecting. I don't expect a bearish reversal or bearish engulfing. I think we get an inside day. But if we do get a bearish engulfing, I'm going to say look out below. All right? Only because IWM is still in a downtrend, and that represents a much bigger picture of the market. So my color today was amber. And the reason being, it's caution, all right? We are near a downtrend. Doesn't mean it's going to reverse. Doesn't mean it's not going to go higher. Doesn't mean it's going to get a bearish reversal. I really think we're going to get an inside day today, so don't be surprised if we do. Other than that, there's the SPY. SPY has officially entered the uptrend by producing the higher high. Now, keep in mind, it's just a spike. It's not like they got a whole candle up over here, okay? They still have to break the downtrend line. They still got quite a bit of work to do, all right? It is a good sign, though, coming up here and poking out for a new high. Personally, I'd like to see them continue to close candles over this 6-candle battery right here. See this plateau made on the prior high? I'd like to see them continue to close candles above it. They start closing candles below that, that's not really a good sign for the bulls. All right? If they start closing candles inside this 6-candle battery. So keep a good eye on the SPY. Just be cautious. Remember CPI tomorrow. And 2 p.m. we have a Treasury statement. So let's go look at QQQ. All right, QQQ making the higher high, doing the exact same thing. You got a higher low and a higher high, and on the daily chart, we have produced finally a higher high. Now, a little bit different on QQQ. We are at horizontal resistance, right about, I'd say right about there. All right, so we're getting close to it. So it's a little more upside in QQQ before it runs into a little bit more resistance. I'd say it's pretty much at resistance right now. I'm going to move this down some. I think that's kind of where it belongs, right there. Just looking at these wicks up here. All of these wicks right there. So there's your resistance in QQQ, almost at the same spot. QQQ has traded over this downtrend line. You can see right here, if we just take this, push it down to there, kind of swing it out a little bit, right to there. And we traded over this resistance, diagonal resistance right there. QQQ in an uptrend. FNGU. Same thing, breaking over the top of this peak right here, making a higher high. So still no pullback, just rocketing to the upside. I don't know how long this is going to continue, but it's looking good for the bulls right now. Eventually, they're going to need a pullback so that they can load up on some more energy so that they can push forward to the upside. Actually, some consolidation over to the right would work out nicely, holding this level up over the peak and continuing to push forward from there. So we'll see what happens here with FNGU. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, so here's Diamond Dow. Let's take the downtrend. That's the neckline. So here is right there. So there's a downtrend line right there. So you can see a spike of the downtrend line right there on Diamond Dow, producing a higher high up here, finally closing a candle up over this high. So it's now officially in an uptrend, but not a very strong uptrend, but it's a nice uptrend. And there's Diamond Dow right there. So we'll see what happens with Diamond Dow. Now, here's the big one, all right, IWM. All right, IWM, not in an uptrend, okay? So you look at IWM, we are not in an uptrend. We have lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, okay, and lower lows. So you can see we are still in a downtrend on IWM. On the broader market picture, we're still in a downtrend when it comes to looking at the other 6,000 stocks. T2122, back in the chop zone yesterday, all right, the bullish side of the chop zone, but making higher lows and higher highs, so headed back into the buy zone. T2123, sell off for the first half of the day and then a nice recovery for the last half of the day. That's T2123, kind of indicating that the Russell 2000 would like to also participate in this uptrend. If we look at this on the 3-bar chart, we had a red day on the bar chart, and then we had a couple green ones. So we had a red 130-minute candle. We had a red candle, and then we recovered that to make out two. No space in between here. Notice that it's not like it's running away. Okay, that's a clue right there. Okay, we're not running away from the trend indicator. All right, it's just kind of stuck here at this time. So that's the reason we still have some caution out there. FNGU indicator, green all day. Price action running away from the VWAP line right there. Okay, there's FNGU. All right, so now let's go look at some other charts. And where's the Heiken Ashi? Right there, so we want this one. All right, so let's take a look at silver. Here's silver on the daily chart, making lower highs and lower lows. Still got a lower high, still in a lower low, going for another lower low. So you can see silver was in a consolidation channel, and now it's spiking the low side of this consolidation channel and has made a lower high. So not a good look for one of the precious metals, which doesn't make sense, but GLD is pulling back as well, but still above the consolidation channel. All right, so here's GLD in an uptrend making higher highs. I would expect this to make a higher low sometime soon. We'll see how far it wants to pull back. This is my buy box. The further we get into the buy box, the more shares I will accumulate. But there's GLD in an uptrend, SLV silver in a downtrend. USO. USO producing a lower high and a lower low, therefore still in a downtrend. Friday's candle makes a higher low and a higher high. That's a nice sign, but still in a downtrend. UNG, same thing happening here. Here's the uptrend. They broke the uptrend. All right, you get a lower high and a lower low. Friday's candle, lower high and a squeaky lower low right there on UNG. So nothing pretty happening here in the energy sector right now. Actually, the precious metals don't look too good either, with GLD pulling back. Gold looks pretty good, but silver seems to be falling out of that consolidation channel. All right, so let's take a look at the US dollar index. And I don't know why they did that to me. How do I get rid of that? All right, anyways, US dollar index 105.75. You can faintly see it over here. All right. Let's kick it back up. All right, 105. Here it is right here, 105.90. Okay. So you see we failed to produce a higher high up here. So they went down here, challenged the lows. They spiked the lows, and now they're climbing their way back up this downtrend bar. See this breakdown bar? Breakdown candle? They're climbing their way back up. And it looks like they're getting pretty close to the 50% mark right now. So if this continues to grind up, that's not going to be good for the markets. We'll see how far this is going to go. All right, let's take a look at the economic calendar. And here's our economic calendar. You can see we got the Treasury statement today at 2 p.m. And then we have CPI tomorrow at 8:30. Then we got a couple of Fed speakers later in the afternoon. Okay, so there's our PPI. For NASDAQ, for earnings, it's really a kind of a not a big week. All right, as you can see, here's Monday. Got Mitsubishi, Mizuho Financial. Other than that, pretty much lightweights underneath there. Tomorrow, I think we got Home Depot in the morning. That's 300 billion there. C Unlimited, then it's all lightweights for the rest of the day. For Wednesday, we got Cisco. They're going to report in the evening. There's 200 billion. And TJX, 100 billion there. So, got a couple of big ones coming on Wednesday. Today, again, I think we got Mitsubishi, 100 billion. They don't know when they're going to report. It's probably a 4 and ADR, so it'll probably take a while. All right, so that's it for that and that. And let's go take a look at, see, we did the T21, 22. Let's go take a look at XLF. All right, so here we are with XLF. Notice XLF has not yet produced a higher high, but it is leaning on that resistance area right there. So there's XLF on the daily, trying to produce the higher high. Nice candle Friday. You can see we've got 4 or 5 days of consolidation, and let's look for a breakout to the upside for XLF. All right, SMH. SMH doing all the right stuff here with a nice green candle. That's a big candle, by the way. I gotta say, you know, I know my candles pretty well. That looks like an exhaustion candle. All right, see the big candle at the end of the move? Possible end of the move? That looks like a possible exhaustion candle. We'll see if they can duplicate that tomorrow or today. All right, but that looks like an exhaustion candle, biggest candle at the end of the move. So be careful with SMH. Again, you see a big candle like that, you're looking for the follow through. I don't think we're going to get it. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I think we're going to get an inside day today. So there's SMH breaking the downtrend, making the higher high, doing a lot of the right stuff except for this big exhaustion. Now it's possible they could cool off, come back, and J-hook off the backside of this downtrend line. We'll see what happens. So there's SMH. That's what I see there. It's all the way up into resistance. I don't see any follow through, but it could happen, but I don't see it. All right? There's SMH, IYT, transports. We did not want that. All right, here's transports. Still in a downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and lower lows. Okay? The only difference between IYT and IWM has rolled down to the 50% line, whereas IYT is consolidating right up here in a mini bull flag right there. Still in a downtrend with lower highs and lower lows, all right? But we have a mini bull flag right here. So if this is a measured move, that should take us up to right about the top of this area right here, therefore producing that higher high in the near future. We'll see what happens. There's IYT. All right, so now I'm going to take questions in the room about the markets. Be happy to help. You got a stock, I'll take a look at it for you. Other than that, I'm going to go render my video. And that's it for this morning. For everybody out there on YouTube, I'll see you at 4 p.m.